the things that Mandela did would be considered a crime. So yes, he has a criminal record in that regard. And yes, he came out and he reformed. But then once the public finds out that you actually used gang tactics to get your political aspirations achieved, it becomes a problem. Do you believe someone with a criminal past can reform enough to lead the country? Yes and no. That's my answer to the Russian mob. The Russian mob would fund an entire movement and be quiet throughout the whole process, but they know for a fact that you're now working for them.
Disclaimer: this podcast is all about real conversations, raw, authentic, and unscripted. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in raw conversations are solely those of the host and the guests. If you're struggling, please reach out to someone qualified. And remember, take what helps, leave what doesn't. Welcome to the circle. Let's keep it raw, real, and respectful.
Welcome back to Raw Conversations with Herald Kavuala. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome back. So I recently, not so long ago, dropped an episode on Gayton McKenzie. And in that episode, I asked you guys 2 questions. And today I figured I might as well just also give you guys my opinion and my views on those 2 particular questions. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there's been a bit of, I must say back and forth, but there's been a bit of interactivity into the comment section. People are asking me questions and I'm responding, and questions and responding. I figured, let me actually come and actually give my answers on a platform so we can actually watch it and we can interact some more. I want to say thank you so much for actually watching these videos and actually interacting and commenting in the section. It really motivates me to carry on doing what I'm doing. So let's get to it, right? First question that I asked, and remember, these questions are going to be related to Gayton McKenzie, who is currently the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture in South Africa, and currently, apparently, he's the head or the leader of PA, political party in South Africa. I think it's the Patriotic Alliance, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Okay, I'll verify that later. But yeah, and he's running for political leadership. So these 2 questions are particularly in reference to him and the current political move that he's looking to make. And one of the questions I was asked in the comment section, I feel like I might as well answer it now. I don't like touching on politics because politics require you to pick a side. And that's not what I'm about. I'm just about bringing awareness and making you mentally aware of the decisions that you have. I'm not going to pick a side as to I'm DA or I'm ANC or I'm PA or I am MK. I'm neither party. But I will give you guys the facts on all these parties. So when you make your decision, you're making informed decisions. So same thing here with Gayton McKenzie. I am not for, neither am I against him running for any political leadership, whether he's running for presidentship, whether he's running for mayor or governor, whatever position he's running for as a politician. I got nothing against or for it. Please do excuse my voice. I haven't been feeling too well lately. So every now and then, my throat does dry up. But we have to keep the work going. All right. So question number 1 was, do you believe someone with a criminal past can reform enough to lead a country? Yes and no. That's my answer to the question. Yes and no. And remember, this is Raw Conversations with Herald Kavuala, so I keep it 100% with you guys. And I will say why I'm saying yes and no. Why I say yes, because for a criminal past, it depends on what crimes you did. For instance, let's look at Nelson Mandela, right? He was arrested for going against the apartheid regime, right, which was stated as a criminal act in his record, and that's why he was sentenced to jail, right, for going against the apartheid regime. Right? When he came out, he pretty much ended apartheid in South Africa. Now that obviously fell under a criminal charge because at that particular time during the apartheid regime, the things that Mandela did would be considered a crime. So yes, he has a criminal record in that regard. And yes, he came out and he reformed. And he led the country. He gave the country the freedom from 1994. South Africa, we call them the freedom babies, because from 1994, South Africa got freedom. So with that part of the question, I say yes in relation to that, right? Now, where I say no was because I did a lot of research to find presidents in history who had a record of gang-related records. Anyone who was a gang leader is what I tried. I tried looking for one, and I couldn't find any. So if ever Gayton McKenzie does end up being some political leader or political figure, he will be the first one in history to actually be in a position with a gang leader reputation. Now, do I believe that someone with a criminal past of that nature can truly reform to lead a country? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. At this point in time, only time will tell. I don't know Gayton McKenzie personally. His aspirations seem true. But at the same time, he wants to end gang and crime. I don't think you can do that only as a president. I mean, it's going to be dodgy if you are as a president or as a political leader in relation to gangs or constantly chasing after gang-related issues in the country. For me, that's going to be fishy. Rather, you become a minister of police, and focus your energy on that. That would make more sense to me. All right. So I don't know if you can truly reform enough to lead a country. You can change. There's no one on this earth that doesn't have the ability to change. He can change. And we've been seeing it. He's been doing quite some good in the country, but again, it's all debatable. But no would be the answer to that. In regards to his nature of criminality, can someone with a criminal past truly transform enough to lead a country? The past of a gang leader? No. That's my answer. Gun to the head? No. That's my answer. Question 2. As an insider knowledge of gangs, an advantage or disadvantage in politics? It is an advantage in terms of it gives you an upper hand, because you know when something is fishy. You know when there are underground plans going on. Right? You know the nature of how these guys operate. You know how they move. You know how they think. So it is an advantage to that. And in politics, you are going to take advantage of competitors, because then you can implement those skill sets to actually, win power. So it's an advantage for you, but it's a disadvantage in a bad way, because it's an advantage in a bad way because then it's very unsafe and very problematic. Because then once the public finds out that you actually used gang tactics to get your political aspirations achieved, it becomes a problem. Because then we can't trust you anymore, because then it leads us to many other questions. What else did you do that we do not know of? What other deals did you make to help you achieve? Who did you sign? Who did you get in agreement with? Who did you sign some contract with to help you get there? Because obviously, as a gang leader, you have affiliations, you have endorsements, you have people that silent partners that help to get there. It's like the Russian mob. The Russian mob would fund an entire movement and be quiet throughout the whole process, but they know for a fact that you're now working for them. So if you had to use political knowledge, gang knowledge in political movements to get you up top, what that tells us is that you made a few deals with a few other gang people. So you reporting someone, or gangs are reporting to you. So no, it's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. To have gang knowledge as a politician, no. It's not a good thing. So those are my answers to those two questions. I'm not going to be here for that long, actually. I just came here to give you guys my side of the story as to what I think with regards to this two particular questions. And I came here because the comment section was actually popping, and I figured, you know what, let me actually come and drop an episode on this. So again, I want to say, guys, thank you so much for the love and support, supporting the channel, supporting me. I see it, I appreciate it. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I respond to every single comment. I literally do. So thank you so much, guys. Stay strong and keep it raw. I'll see you in the next one.